Welcome to SECschedule.com. We will be previewing the 2021 SEC football schedule, starting with defending SEC and national champions, the Alabama Crimson Tide, led by legendary head coach Nick Saban. The Tide are coming off an undefeated 2020 season. We'll highlight some of their key matchups for the upcoming year. For more information on the SEC schedule, head on over to SECschedule.com. Please leave any comments below and like and subscribe. Let's get started. Bama will debut first-year starter Bryce Young, who replaces 2020 first-team All-American QB Mac Jones. Young has not started a game but has already signed a mind-blowing $800,000 NIL deal. It's a brave new world for college football in 2021. The Tide lose 6 first-round draft picks this year, including skilled position players Jones, first-team All-American Najee Harris, Heisman Trophy winner and first-team All-American Davonta Smith, and Jalen Waddle, in addition to losing first-team All-American starting offensive lineman Alex Leatherwood and cornerback Patrick Surtain II. Bama does return several standouts on offense, including wide receiver John Mechie III and left tackle Evan Neal. Even if it takes a while for the offense to get going, they can rely on an all-star defense that features 6 preseason first-team All-SEC players and 2 second-team players. Arguably their toughest matchup of the year, Alabama kicks off the season on Saturday, September 4th at 3:30 p.m. against the Miami Hurricanes at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. The game will be televised on ABC. Miami returns 19 starters from last year's squad and gets back QB D'Eriq King from an ACL injury. King, who himself just signed what is being called an historic NIL contract with the NHL Florida Panthers, is the big question mark on this team. Will he be ready to go, and how will he respond to surgically repaired knee? The last time the Tide played the Hurricanes was January 1st, 1993 in the Sugar Bowl. It was a battle between number 1 and number 2, with Bama winning the game 34-13 and claiming the 1992 national championship. After an easy home opener on September 11th against Mercer at 4 p.m. on SEC Network, the Tide traveled to Gainesville, Florida in the Swamp to take on Dan Mullen and the Florida Gators for their second preseason top 10 game in 3 weeks. The Gators arguably gave the Tide their hardest test of 2020 in the SEC Championship game, narrowly losing 52-46 to the Tide. The Gators are replacing a start QB of their own in Kyle Trask, who will be watching the game from Tampa, possibly alongside his new teammate Tom Brady. Question marks about new QB Emory Jones, who patiently waited his turn, abound. How much productivity will they lose in the passing game, and will their very porous defense improve? The game kicks off at 3:30 p.m. on CBS on September 18th. The Tide return home to take on Southern Miss on September 25th, before a tough matchup on Saturday, October 2nd, when Lane Kiffin and the Ole Miss Rebels roll into town in what is sure to be a high-scoring game. Ole Miss will bring with them preseason All-SEC gunslinger Matt Corral. We know Kiffin's team can put up points, but can they slow down young Mechie and the rest of the offense enough to walk away with a win? The 2020 contest ended with a 63-48 victory for the Tide. On September 9th, Alabama travels to Kyle Field in College Station to take on Jimbo Fisher and the Texas A&M Aggies in a game that could determine the SEC West. A&M lost Kellen Mond to the NFL's Minnesota Vikings, and so Bama will have to contend with their second king of the season in Haynes King out of Longview, Texas. A&M was number 1 in total defense in the SEC in 2020. The game could come down to which new starting QB develops quicker, which defense is more dominant, or a home field advantage with a motivated 12th man returning to full capacity. Bama won last year's contest 52-24. On September 16th, Alabama travels to Mississippi State to take on Mike Leach and the Bulldogs in what is sure to be an entertaining game. Any team coached by the Pirate is sure to be fun to watch. Then on September 23rd, the Tide return home to host the Tennessee Volunteers and first-year head coach Josh Heupel, followed by an off week on October 30th before hosting LSU at Bryant-Denny Stadium on November 6th. After an off year in 2020 following an historic national championship season, LSU and raspy-voiced Ed Orgeron have much to prove. This game will tell us how far they've come and how much further they have to go. LSU will be looking to avenge a 55-17 loss in 2020. Alabama finishes off their schedule with games against New Mexico State at home on November 13th, Arkansas and head coach Sam Pittman on November 20th, and finally a trip east to play rivals Auburn on Saturday, November 27th, in new head coach Brian Harsin's Iron Bowl debut. The Tigers may have to ride on the shoulders of first-team All-SEC running back Tank Bigsby if they hope to win the game. Last year's game was an easy 42-13 victory for Bama. And that's Alabama's 2021 regular season schedule. If you have any comments, please leave them below. Do you think Alabama can repeat this season? What team do you think will give them the hardest test? If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. Also, remember to visit www.secschedule.com for the complete 2021 SC schedule. Thanks for watching.